Hello, welcome to Flutterbug Auto. So, Garfield Kart 2 came out earlier this month, and I did not like it. Basically at all. To everyone's surprise, I'm sure. I was actually kind of surprised at how much I ended up disliking it though, honestly. From playing the demo, I actually had decent hopes for the game, and you can go see what I thought towards the end of my Gear Club 2 video. But it was under the naive impression that the demo was a small piece of a much larger whole. Instead, it was a decently significant portion of the game, honestly. And I even had a slightly better experience with the demo than I did with the full game. And I'll explain more about that later on. Like, the character roster is tiny by the modern standards of a kart racer. There is only 8 total, and no costumes or anything, just unlockable hats that can go on anybody. And it's really funny because I think the main reason it's so small is that they got full voice acting for this game, and that gets expensive real quick, so they probably just kept the roster small for that. And like, it's Garfield Kart. If ever there was a game I would excuse for not having proper voice acting, it'd be this one. I know Garfield isn't exactly known for having a huge cast or anything, but they've already picked some characters that I've never fucking seen before. So like, there's characters I know that exist that they could have included.
Whew. Wow! I was afraid this was one of those crummy car chase scenes where the car hits the fruit vendor's push cart.
Maybe get some of the characters from the new movie. That one had some new characters. Throw those in, I don't know. Garfield's dad. Probably licensing issues with those or something. But anyway, yeah, tiny roster. It does have some good kart customization and selection, but it's done in the Mario Kart 8 style, where you get kind of bogged down picking your custom vehicle parts every single time you play. I much prefer how it's done in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, where the vehicle customization is its entire own separate menu, and when you sit down to play, you can quickly pick from cars you've already made, instead of having to build your car every single time you play. When I get down to it, my complaint with this game is really that it's just too small in general for a modern kart racer. And like, I know it's only 25 bucks, but even for that, it feels like too little game. There's only 12 tracks, like that's it, 12 tracks. I finished them all in under an hour, and like sure, I can go back and get 3 stars on all of them and do mirror mode, but like, why? To get like 1 more hour of gameplay out of it? To unlock more kart parts and fucking hats that don't even unlock properly? I had several times where the game would tell me that I'd unlock something, and then I'd go to find it to try it out, and it's not there. The game also soft locked on me at one point, and it was after that that the unlocks started to get fucky, so I suspect that there was some correlation there. Very functional game. But yeah, in that like 50 or so minutes, I felt like I'd already seen the whole game. The tracks that are there are pretty decent. I like the layouts with lots of branching paths and shortcuts, and even a couple of baby park style short tracks with lots of laps. Even the art style is pretty decent. I don't mind looking at the game, at least. I do wish the newsprint shading pattern was bigger. It's a cool effect, but it's not super easy to notice most of the time. Like, I wish each individual dot was like bigger and more prominent. I think that would have sold the look a lot better. They also have this vaporwave thing going on, and like, it is kind of interesting. It gives the game a unique look, but it feels very arbitrary since it doesn't feel like it has a lot to do with Garfield, and the game doesn't do anything to set it up or give any kind of a reason for it to be like that. Each cup has a specific theme that the tracks stick to as well, which are city, cowboy, and pirate, which like, I don't know what any of that really has to do with Garfield. At least the city one kind of fits. The conceit of the game is that Garfield is like watching it all on TV, which is depicted by one of the most asinine cutscenes I think I've ever seen in any video game, where it's literally just Garfield sits in front of the TV for a few seconds. We don't even see what he's watching. It feels so cheap and so disconnected from everything. It's awful. The themes of the tracks were a bit of a detraction for me, honestly, because it made the tracks all blend together, and when there's already so few of them, that's pretty damning. The city tracks are all decently distinct, but the cowboy and pirate tracks really blend together. And like, even with Gear Club Unlimited 2, the developer's other racing game that I tried out, which is a much bigger game with many more things to do, I still felt like the track variety and design was really lacking and everything started blending together. So it feels like this may be a common issue from this developer, unfortunately. As I mentioned in my little review of the demo, the gameplay is just Mario Kart 8, though of course not quite as good as Mario Kart 8. All of the items are analogs from Mario Kart 8, the way tricks off of ramps work is the same, and the red and green shell variants are color-coded the same. Lots of things like that. And in that review, as I mentioned, I was pretty charitable to it for that, because like, yeah, it's not reaching the heights of Mario Kart, but it's also a good model to follow, you know? I am considerably less charitable towards it now, though, as I slowly, or maybe not so slowly, considering I played the game for less than an hour, realized that the game just doesn't have anything going for it. It needed more tracks for sure, maybe more characters and better presentation, but it needed something more to its own unique personality. And like, that's so bad for a Garfield game, because Garfield is all about the personality. That's what Garfield has going for it. And like, gameplay is usually something that I want to talk about a lot with a racing game, because gameplay is, you know, one of the most important aspects of a racing game, or any game really. There's just not much to say. It's like Mario Kart 8 but less refined. The basics are all the same, but the execution is not. Everything's just way clunkier, collisions don't feel as nice, things don't have as much impact, drifting works, but feels clunky compared to Mario Kart, etc, etc. To compare to Crossworlds and Mario Kart World for a moment, Crossworlds feels like further refinement and iteration on the Mario Kart 8 formula, and Mario Kart World's whole thing is doing interesting experimental things with the genre. Both are extremely solid racers, but this game doesn't do anything new or unique at all. Its approach to kart customization is a bit different from Mario Kart. You pick a back and front end of the car, but that's exactly like Crossworlds. It has a different starting boost gimmick than Mario Kart, but again, same one as Crossworlds. Not an original idea in sight. Unlike on top of that, not only is it bringing nothing to the table in terms of the kart racing concept, it's like completely piss easy as well. Like, I keep reiterating that the game took me less than an hour to get through all the tracks, and one of the main reasons for that is that the game provides no challenge. I was on the 150cc setting, and just the game doesn't push back in any capacity whatsoever. There's nothing new, there's no challenge, there's nothing even to say about the game at that point, you know? And like, the lack of stuff to do is especially exemplified by the tragic state of the online multiplayer. During the demo, tons of people were playing the game, so I was always in full lobbies, and the experience was pretty good. I played the full game literally the second day the game was out, literally day 2, and it was completely barren. I managed to be in a lobby with a maximum grand total of 2 other players, and I even had a round where there was actually nobody else there at all. I was essentially just still playing single player online. And again, to reiterate, the game had released the day prior. I was playing in the afternoon, prime time for online multiplayer. Nobody there. So if you try to play this game online now, I can only imagine it's going to be even worse. You're probably going to find nobody there like all of the time. And even if there were anyone there, the game has no ranking system. You don't earn points like in Mario Kart. There's nothing to strive for. There's no point to playing online. It basically fails at every single step that it could fail at. It's a huge shame. I really wanted this game to be somewhat decent. I wanted to show up and make this video and have some nice things to say. But the more I played the game, the more disappointed I felt. The more I felt like the game was a waste of my money. Well, that's Garfield Kart 2. It's worse than I expected, and probably just about as bad as I should have been expecting, though. I don't know, I just remember Garfield Kart Furious Racing was kind of okay, right? I thought you could only go uphill from there, you know? Like, I thought maybe this game would be more than just kind of okay, and would be somewhat decent. But here we are. Anyway, I'm still focusing on my game dev work at the moment, but I do still have a few videos in the works / on the way soon. One of which will be about Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which I've been enjoying pretty immensely. So it'll be refreshing to talk about a kart racer that I actually like after this one, especially because the next video that I have planned on the way is about another game that I didn't like very much. So I'll be looking forward to another positive one. So yeah, I will see you all again soon.